Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. I'm gonna be completely honest. Most of the stuff was just kind of recycled. Steffi just this woman has a mouth, and it's like she just never heard of the word pause or breathe. Um, she's talking to her mother about first it's the Logans, and then it's you and Dad, and this, that, and the third, and then Rich comes in there, and Rich tells them, yeah, you know what? Listen, I talked to Brooke about the kiss. She wasn't happy, but and of course, Steffi's like, what do you mean? She's a hypocrite because she did this, that, and the third. Like, how many men and stuff like that she's been when she's kissed? I'm like, um, so Steffi, you're just gonna totally overlook the fact that your dad cheated on his wife with your mother simply because she's your mother. I just this woman never ceased to amaze me, and by that I mean get on my goddamn nerves. So she goes on and on and on. I actually told you after a while, to be honest, she takes it up a notch. Okay, she starts demanding that this man leaves the family. You need to sit there and leave Brooke to be with mom, and you need to sit there and help Thomas take back, Douglas, so he could sit there and be with, the Forsters, the hell with the Logans and this, that, and that, just demanding him to do things. And it got to a point where it's almost like I felt like he was trying to say something, but with this chick that just I'm trying not to curse, but she never shuts the hell up. Okay? She never shuts the hell up. And it's like he couldn't even get a word in edgewise with her. This woman vexes the living hell out of me. And I don't know if she needs to switch to decaf or something, but Jesus Christ. Um, Brooke and Hope, for the most part, it was also recycled. Now, Hope did make a good point when she was like, so let me get this straight. I took a photo and it was going to be World War III, but this dude kisses somebody else and that's totally okay? Like, what? What? And she's literally looking at her mom like, are you okay with that? It's like, no, I'm not, but we're trying to sit there and move past it. And I was just like, the fact that, here's the thing. I think that Hope would have probably went in more on her mother if she wasn't worried about the whole Douglas situation, which I'm going to be completely honest. On one hand, I get where she's coming from. On the other hand, after a while, the whining and the crying I was just over it. I'm going to be completely honest. I was over it. I get both sides. And, this isn't one of those things where it's like one parent is right over the other. At the end of the day, it should come down to what that child needs. And I think what they need to do is have a serious conversation, not just with each other, but with Douglas, and find out what he wants. If he even wants to sit there and leave. This is something that Thomas didn't even sit there and consider before he just started demanding, oh, well, he's going to sit there and live with me and Grandpa. Yeah, he's going to sit there and learn the Forrester way, whatever the hell that is. But he never actually bothered to sit down with him and ask him about his living arrangements. Yeah, he said that he misses dad. Okay, cool. He didn't sit there and say that he wanted to just uproot everything and leave his sister to go live with his dad. He didn't say that. So this is what everyone is in that they're not considering. Okay, all the Forrester Steffi is just like, no, you need to sit down and live with us. Did you bother to sit there and ask your nephew what he wants? Taylor, did you bother to sit there and ask your grandson what he wants? Now, Reg is going to sit there and support his son. Point blank, period. And Brooke is going to sit there and support her daughter. And in the end, Brooke, Taylor, Steffi needs to shut the F up. Those two need to sit there and find out what he wants. just that simple. Now, when we get to the Deacon part, Deacon wakes up and he's like, Daddy still got it. And, he starts to open up the blinds. He starts to make out with her a little bit. And I heard the rumors, okay? Everyone's just saying, oh, it's so-and-so, it's so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, I'll believe that when I see it. Believe it when I see it. So she says something, but he doesn't hear it. The whole time, you guys have to remember something. She doesn't talk. She just comes over and, looks at him and, they play mattress tag. Okay? And he starts kissing on her and he starts going below the equator and then going even further than that. He looks at her toe and he's like, oh, what's going on with that? Missing toe. Which tells me something. I mean, granted, afterwards, and then he starts to remember, he's like, the bear attack and everything like that. Now, I had a feeling, I was like, no, I know, I was like, Sheila Deacon didn't plan it with her. Okay, he legit thought that she was dead. But when he realized the missing toe and everything like that, he was like, Sheila. And then she pulled off the mask. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, you know what? It's LA. She probably lied low, paid a doctor or whatever to, get plastic surgery and stuff like that. And she pulled off the mask and she was like, Mama still got it. And I'm not going to lie, that was literally the best part. Now, granted, um, granted, Lakia and Jessica was talking about it yesterday. Jessica D. I gotta sit there and try to learn how to pronounce her last name. But the point is, they're both sitting there talking about it. It's like, oh, Sheila. I was like, all right, I mean, that's your theories. And, I might agree on some level, but I'm like, I'm going to sit there and see proof. I'm not just going to sit there and run with something unless I see proof. We saw it today, and it was great. Okay? It was great. Everything else was kind of more or less wasted. Just completely wasted. Now, I was going to put out this review a lot sooner, but my battery was low. I was meant to record some other videos throughout the day, and yeah. So I decided to start watching Y&R, and I'm like, my imagination is Y&R good so far. Now, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm gonna finish watching it, put out my review. But I was like, oh, this is a little unusual. Now, granted, I was watching Y&R yesterday, and I don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, I don't give a damn about Summer and Kyle or their date night or three bitter ass old women sit there planning revenge to get Diane out of town for something that happened 20-something years ago. I generally did not give a damn. But today's episode was like, okay, all right, you decide to get off your asses and actually start bringing the heat. Okay, all right, I want to sit there and see how this concludes. Which I was sitting there thinking, I was like, maybe I should just do a Y&R and B&B review. But I'm like, that's going to be not just way too much to talk about. I feel like I can do it, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it well. There's that. Then there may be people that may only want to watch the Y&R review. There may be only one people. There may be people that only want to sit there and watch the B&B review. But, I figured because, well, they're in the same universe, maybe that wouldn't be such a bad idea. But I'm going to sit there and ask this question, and I may sit there and put it in a poll. Or in a post. As far as doing both of them. If I was to do that. Because although it'll be a challenge, well, since B&B doesn't really have that much anyway, I'm like, what's the difference from tacking on another review That's in the same universe anyway. So that's something that I might think about doing. Just doing both. Why not? I mean, yeah. Yeah. So again, I don't know, but that's something that now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, that may actually not be a bad idea. But let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. I think that's pretty much about it. Everything else, like I said, just kind of a waste. I mean, yeah, Taylor talked to Ridge about the kiss, and she was kind of hinting at, like, oh, you're spending more time here, and you seem like you're not really happy over there, and, am I wrong? And he just didn't say a goddamn thing. He's just like, I'm like, bro, I need you to use your words, okay? You're not 2 years old. You can use your goddamn words. Say something. I hate when he just does that. And I know that they do that because the commercial break's about to come on and about the end the scene or whatever. But whenever he just kind of stands there, it's like when you're waiting for him to sit there and answer a question, he's just like, I'm like, I'm gonna need you to do more than the bobblehead thing. I need you to actually use your words. It's um anyway, like I said, I think that's pretty much about it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching, be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video.